Good morning, Steve here, Putsy Boy Travels, and I'm now back in Hua Hin. I've been back here for a couple of days after the liveaboard trip, so I've had time to sit down, think about the trip, and basically give you my thoughts on the liveaboard that we did. The drive down to Khao Lak and back is obviously quite a long drive, so felt a bit tired after the return trip. However, it was worth it. The service, the diving, the people on the boat were wonderful, really nice people. KSA, thank you very much for looking after us, both myself and Mark and Jessica and all the other people on the boat, and Heine, who was our dive guide for the 3 days. The trip basically consisted of 3 days, 3 nights. We did 11 dives, and those 11 dives accumulated in around 10.5 hours of physical underwater time. So pretty much almost an hour of diving per dive. So excellent value for money. I dived on nitrox. I would recommend anybody does if they're going to dive on multiple days. And for the additional cost of the nitrox, it's well worth it, both from a health perspective and from a financial perspective. It's a very small amount of money to pay. So on days 2 and 3 of the dive trip, we were diving at Kota Chai, Richelieu Rock, and then Koh Bon on the way back to the Bunsuk wreck. I must admit that for me, the highlight was the Bunsuk wreck. I really enjoy wreck diving, so I'm always going to enjoy that type of diving regardless of visibility. Visibility was not fantastic, probably, I don't know, maybe 10 meters maybe, but it was good enough to see everything that you wanted to see. Lots of honeycomb eels, lots of puffer fish, heaps of fish generally around the wreck, lots of lionfish patrolling around, and the wreck itself is obviously well broken up quite by now, but it's still enjoyable to go wandering around and seeing what you can see. It's also only quite a shallow wreck. It's down at about 18 meters, so it's pretty good for any level of diver. You've just got to be aware of things like the metal structure, because obviously there's some rusty parts to it, and you've got to be aware of that. Make sure you don't get too close and start putting your hands on there. Other than that, it's a very easy wreck to dive. So finally, would I recommend KSA for a liveaboard dive trip? Well, yeah, of course I would. They gave us everything we wanted for the 3 days. And to be fair, it was a very good package that they offered us. So would I go back? Yes. I would like to try and organise a small group in the future to maybe take down there and go and do it again. This time maybe taking the Similan Islands as well as some of the more northern islands. But thank you, KSA, from Pudsey Boy Travels, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.